know what this is. Red bone in the couch and they both mahogany brown. Cabin so big it can see my house. Then again, my views too stupid, bruh, for real. Don't forget to get about who really do this, bruh, for real.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Sunshine State and Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store. As it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
On one, ready? Gun.
Now it's Burrow. Now he's going to step up and run. And incomplete to open things up. And Charles, you look at this defense. On the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Fred, on go, go! Done, it's hot.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Jaguars at 7-1 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
His first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them in the top. I know there's still 2 months to go. We've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or 2nd seed come playoff time.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. But now he appears to be in some pain. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7. Now Lawrence. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Gun. Rip. 13 loop. Here we go.
They go play action now. Lawrence. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play. One that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, go.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
That's to the left side, taken in by Hunter. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Hunter, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Now it's Burrow. And his throw is going to be incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. You look at this Jaguar defense. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And not just speed, not just their physical skills. You know what pulls it all together for the secondary? Their smarts and communication. They play really well as a unit.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. That last throw, Charles, is going to move him past 32,942 yards passing for his career, and that surpasses the total of the Hall of Famer and a colleague of both of ours, Troy Aikman.
From 1989 to 2000, and Troy Aikman, he was about winning. Because remember, he had Michael Irvin to throw it to, he had Emmitt Smith to hand it to. Just imagine if he was throwing it the way they throw it around nowadays. His numbers, boy, would they be sky high.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Bengals.
Now they try the right side here. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Higgins goes in motion right. Burrow backs it forward. It's a jet sweep. And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Right 80.
Burrow looking to pass. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Noah Fant, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Bengals are able to add on to that lead. Right after, right up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Lawrence. That is caught by Hunter. And they got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Then he's out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack. And not only controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people. Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7.
Decent 24. Turn. Go.
After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Ready. 11 at rip. 23. Hey, Ginger. Take right open.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Jags have cut the lead back down to 2. Extra point safely through. And the lead is cut to 1 at 14-13. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Here we go.
Boot Hill, baby.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think there he had to come up with his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
This is Fant on the short completion. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside.
Here we go.
Not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
They're able to pick up the first. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Now Burrow. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 20-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and through, and the lead is up to 8. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. A solid stiff arm. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. There for the sack, B.J. Hill.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks. We have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Taken in at the 22. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10.
On one, ready?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
And a fine chase on the right side complete. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Hey, can.
Now a handoff as they run left side. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Burrow will throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bottling him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
11 MT.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Jags are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 8-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And he's out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a 1st down.
First down. Ready? 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Rip, 20. Go. Hey, Soko, hot.
Here's Lawrence to throw. A short throw to Musgrave.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
Let's go.
Now Lawrence. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, You can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hey, Ron! Son, this is hot. Think right open.
Lawrence will throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Hey, 11. Son, this is hot. Hey, kill.
From midfield now, Lawrence. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
On red. Still.
Play action. It's Lawrence. Thomas brings it in. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Go. 13 loop. 13 loop. Still.
Now Lawrence to throw. Musgrave's got it out right. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's 2nd down. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first. That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Lawrence going to throw again. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
A 32-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And ultimately, this won't go for much, maybe a couple, but boy, he showed off that make-you-miss ability that certainly is in his arsenal.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 85 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And now they will throw it with Burrow. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. 33 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. The extra point up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. And does that touchdown a minute ago change their thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28.
Hey, run!
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Sink right, son.
Lawrence The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here's Logan Cook now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now it's Burrow.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Gun. Dot. Big 13. Big 13. Dot.
Hands it off out of the gun. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. A good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
2nd and 6.
Lisa 20. Hey, I'm gun. Go. Silver.
Now Lawrence. Quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, get it with the football, and they picked up the 1st down.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd and a couple.
Hey, run. So. Think right open. Hey, kill.
Here's Lawrence. A short throw to Musgrave. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Luke Musgrave, 29 yards. And the Jaguars have got it back to within a score. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Bengals drive about to get going. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 96 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Burrow looking to pass. Now he'll tuck this and run. Looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Hey, kill.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Kill. Rip. Here we go.
On play action, Lawrence. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's going to be touchdown, but he's got the 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Lisa 24. Hey, James or Dick.
They'll try again. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. The late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect the lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day 1 of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
Lawrence going to look to throw for it. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Here we go.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. There's that man, Travis Hunter. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, go
midfield. He'll get the carry. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
To the left side, there's the tight end Musgrave. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Here we go.
Looking to throw. Lawrence will get this out to Tootin. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That'll bring up second and goal after the gain of 5.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
We'll try again. And once again, he's going to be pushed backwards. This time back to the 3. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Hey, Ron. Here we go.
Tootin will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may even turn into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. There's still plenty of time here in the fourth quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and two-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage. He will find his man Chase complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Here's second and 3.
A 7-yard pickup.
Now Burrow changing the look.
11 MT.
From the 30 on second down. Burrow. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 25 yards that time.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Here's a give up the middle. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Bengals have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign.
Line up for the two-point conversion.
And Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score. But bottom line, they are still on top with the football. And a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. 82 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Now 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Sink right. Fred.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep them offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Hey, go, go. Go, go.
From the gun, he'll hand it. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it, and they take the lead. And that is a tough pill to swallow. All they had to do, Charles, keep the ball, work this clock.
The only way for the defense to win was to force the fumble. And they did. Took it the other way for a score. And now, if you're the offensive team, it will take a miracle, perhaps, to win this ball game.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. And he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. What a return. And they've taken the lead. They had just lost the lead. That deficit sure didn't take long to erase. They return the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown.
Love the thunderbolt that just came out of that one. That puts them in the end zone and back in the lead.
And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Burrow. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Burrow. Now he's going to step up and run. Gets this to Fant. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here we go. White 11, 11.
Burrow. And his throw here is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page, right?
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's third and long.
12, 12, 12. 11, mighty. 11, 12, 12, 12.
Here's Burrow. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Jaguars have just about sewn up this football game.
At their own 42-yard line.
On red. This one's a hunt.
Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Jacksonville, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they drop their 7th game on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.